Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Revive Then Thrive podcast. I'm Hallelujah Adams, licensed marriage and family therapist and relational therapist. I'm so glad you're joining me. Today's episode is part of our current series, Attachment in Action: How Our Styles Shape Our Struggles. In episode 14, we explored the protest of the pursuer, how anxious attachment strategies often drive the fight for closeness. But now we're turning toward the other side of that dance. Today is episode 15, The Withdrawer's Wall: Avoidant Attachment and the Need for Safety. Let's begin by offering a reframe. Something I often say in therapy when a partner or loved one says, "They just shut down. It feels like they don't care." I gently pause and say, what if their silence isn't indifference, but overwhelm? What if their retreat is actually a signal of protection, not rejection? This is the heart of avoidant attachment and the withdrawer role. And today, we're going to unpack it with compassion and curiosity. In EFT, and from an attachment perspective, we understand behavior as protection. When someone withdraws in the middle of a fight, shutting down during a hard conversation, or seems emotionally distant, they're not trying to hurt their loved one. They're trying to survive. Avoidant attachment strategies often form in early environments where vulnerability wasn't safe or where emotional needs weren't met with attunement. The child learns, if I express too much, I might be shamed or ignored or become a burden. So they adapt by not reaching. By adulthood, this turns into what we call deactivating strategies, downplaying needs, minimizing emotions, retreating into solitude. And in conflict, when emotional intensity rises, a withdrawer's nervous system says, "This is dangerous. Back away. Don't make it worse." This is not emotional absence, it's emotional flooding in disguise. From a trauma-informed lens, many withdrawers are stuck in a functional freeze, a state that allows them to stay outwardly composed while inwardly shutting down to preserve safety. Their heart rate may spike, but their face looks calm. They might look detached, but inside, they're dysregulated. And if we borrow from the Gottman method, we know that when heart rates exceed 100 beats per minute in conflict, people lose access to empathy, listening, and reason. That's called diffuse physiological arousal, what Gottman simply calls flooding. So the wall isn't cold, it's a shield. Let's dive a little deeper. Avoidant attachment isn't about not needing others. It's about learning early on that your needs won't be met. So why bother reaching? It's not that the withdrawer doesn't feel. It's that they've learned to feel alone. In many relationships, the withdrawer becomes the calm in the storm, the one who holds it together. But this comes at a cost. Their emotional needs get left out of the conversation, even by themselves. So when they're pulling away, it's often a sign that their internal alarm system is going off. Not because they don't care, but because they care so much and they don't want to mess it up. Or they simply don't know how to repair without making it worse. Underneath the silence, fear, shame, longing. The beauty of EFT and with what we know about attachment is that we don't try to get rid of these strategies. We bring them into the light and we ask, what is this move protecting? And can we find a new way to stay emotionally safe together? So, how do we shift? Here are some steps I guide loved ones through when a withdrawer wants to come out from behind that wall. Relational Thriving's 1. Name the pattern, not the person. Say, I notice I tend to retreat when things get intense, rather than, I'm broken, or I can never make you happy. This makes room for new choices. Relational Thriving's 2. Track the sensations. From a somatic experiencing lens, we can help the nervous system feel safer in the body. Ask yourself, what do I feel when I start to shut down or retreat? Tightness in my chest, numbness, racing thoughts. Just noticing is powerful. It invites opportunities for re-regulation. Relational Thriving's 3. Practice small moves of reach. Try this. I'm feeling overwhelmed and I need a moment, but I'm not leaving you. Or, this is hard for me, but I want to stay in this with you. These statements rewire old scripts. Relational Thriving's 4. If you love a withdrawer, remember, what looks like disconnection may be a deeply wired need for emotional safety. Your gentle presence can help them learn to stay. I'd like to close with this. Withdrawers aren't broken. They've just had to become strong in quiet ways that now get misread. But with compassion, awareness, and new moves, even the strongest walls can become doors. Doors to real connection, built not on pressure, but on safety. Next time, we'll look at what happens when both partners or loved ones feel overwhelmed. When the cycle turns into criticize, defend, or both loved ones freeze. That's episode 16, Caught in the Crossfire, when defend, criticize, and freeze take over. It's all about disorganized and blended attachment strategies and how we begin to untangle those survival patterns. If this episode spoke to you, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell. You can also share it with someone who might need to hear it too. You can also download the free companion worksheet on the Revive Then Thrive podcast shop page. It offers reflection prompts and a repair map to gently guide you or your loved one through this process. Until next time, be gentle with your walls. They formed for a reason, but they don't have to be the end of the story. Heart hugs, y'all. See you next time.